Okay, just to do a quick recap. So right now here we are setting up the connection to the database. Then based on this connection, we will pass that connection to the client. This client now will have the exact address of the database and it's physically connected. So this client is the equivalent of your Mongo shell. So remember what I said, once you're in the Mongo shell, by default, you're in the test database. So what this line of code right here is doing is switching to the correct database. Okay. Now that we're there, let's continue with the rest of our code. Okay. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to get our collection. So if I type in here now, Mongo, where's the collection? Collection, there it goes. And this, I'll just move the mouse over here. When I import this one, make sure you're importing org GSON document. So this represents the Mongo collection. This is just saying every row in that Mongo collection will be a document. Okay. So I'll say collection here. I'll use this variable here, database. Get collection. This is us getting a handle to the collection. Let me double click here to make this full screen. And again, this represents the collection. So we're now in the database. We asked this database for this collection, and now we have access to this collection. This represents that every single row in your collection is a document. Okay. Now the next thing I'm going to do here, I'm going to say here for, use a for each, and this is the syntax. This is the data type of the current row. And what I said to you, a collection is, in fact, let's go just to make sure we can visualize a collection. I'll say db students find, and I'll make this pretty, and I'm going to limit the number of rows that you can see. So we can just see 2 rows. Okay. So in MongoDB, we'll either say this is a JSON object or this is a document. So sometime you'll hear the term document. So this is one document. This is the second document. Okay. So this is a collection, but in that collection, each row is represented by a document. So this represents the current row. I'm going to say here document, and I'll say here current row. And this on this side is the collection. Okay, so I'm missing something. Oh, you know what? I can't do that. Let's do collection here and find. And again, I don't know exactly what the data type is, so I'm going to say here rows, and I'll say string just to get this, and I'll say change this to, okay, so this is the actual thing that it returns. So it returns a find irritable, which is contains, each row contains a document, and so we'll say here rows. Okay, that looks better now. Okay, so this is the equivalent of us doing a find. So just like I went here and I did a find, that's doing a find. Okay, now let's print out all the rows. I'll do a sys out. Let's print out current row, and I'm going to say here to JSON, which will convert this to a JSON string, I think. Yep, there it goes. Save it. Let's hope that it works. Run Java application. Yippee, it worked. Now remember that thing, one of the things I said to you is be careful on spelling, because if I do this, let's say I make that an X. Let's see what happens. I'm hoping Java gives you an error, but Notice that we got no error. So be careful on that. So please be careful on spelling. So if you notice that you're not getting any data, double check your spelling. Okay, let's run this again just to make sure it still works. Okay, perfect. We got all the data, and we're getting the data now from Java. With that, good luck and good coding.